going on, people? Instant match reaction. Southampton 3, Tottenham 3. Danny, what the hell just happened, man?
I want you to tell me how you feel.
I'm done, man. Never a penalty, but Tottenham should not. From 3-1 up against the side bottom of the table, and they let them come back. Unbelievable.
But they have started to play a bit better lately. Like they drew against Man United. They didn't lose the game against United, and they're a better team than us this season.
I mean, look, fair play to Southampton. They did what they needed to do, but our defence is shocking, man. Our defence.
Of course it is, but they're
Perisic again, man.
Of course, they're trying to fight for their lives because they want to get out. They want to stay in this division, right? And we always do have blips against Southampton every season, whether that's home or away. It doesn't really matter. And we seem to always drop points against them. So look, if you look at the table now, we're 49 points, and Man United have got 2 games in hand on us. And they're on 50 points. They're 1 point above us. And Newcastle are 2 games.
They've got 1 point behind us with 1 game in hand.
Yeah, no, I know. Newcastle got 2 points behind us, and they got 2 games in hand. So, it's look. I think the biggest. Problem we had today was probably Ben Davies going off, because I think when Perisic came on, that left-hand side was just exposed time and time again. And like someone in the comments said, 2 of their goals came from that left-hand side, from their right-hand side, essentially. So yeah, it was. You can clearly see his defensive ability is just non-existent, really. He doesn't have very good defensive ability at all, to say the least. So yeah,
look, this sums it up. Super chat for a Anoop. Never a penalty, but looking at the stats, shots 19-16 on target, 7-3, possession 51-49 against the team that's bottom of the table.
Yeah,
that just says it all.
Yeah.
So we were behind in everything against a team that's bottom of the table, which is just absolutely incredible. And like you say, Newcastle 2 points behind, 2 games in hand. Liverpool 7 points behind, 2 games in hand. Brighton 7 points behind, 3 games in hand, and we play all 3 of them.
So technically, if every single one of those teams win their games in hands, essentially, we could go down to like 8th.
Yeah, and Brentford are on 42 points with a game in hand. We got to play Brentford as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is crazy. But look, let's go through the game. First half, Danny, we had, obviously, Porro, great goal. First goal for Tottenham. Went in at half time. Wasn't a great 45 minutes as we normally have seen. And then we came out second half and we were asleep, weren't we?
Yeah.
They got that goal. And then Kane gets us back in it. Perisic scores a goal, even though he's been playing shocking. And then I don't know what to say from the last 15, 20 minutes. We just capitulated. All right, okay, that we can argue that that was never a penalty. Okay, it wasn't a penalty, but
we shouldn't have conceded.
We shouldn't have conceded 2 goals
the way we did.
Being 3-1 up against a team bottom of the league.
It's the same. It's damning because, like they were saying, right, Southampton have only scored 11 goals at home all season, and they've scored 3 today. 3 in 1 game.
Yeah,
it's shocking. I'm gonna have a look actually to see what the actual defensive stats are, because we are so poor defensively. It's ridiculous, and Perisic is part of that problem as well. I think. Look, the goal today was good that he got a goal. It was nice to see a goal go in. I know he didn't hit it well, but it still went in, and we went 3-1 up. But again, it was the whole team defensively. Mostly on that side, Dyer and Longley and Perisic just not communicating with each other.
I think you're right.
And Perisic, again, he's just so far up the pitch. And then when he's up the pitch, it exposes Longley and Dyer, and them two just don't communicate because they're both terrible defenders, and we concede. And it's time and time again this shit's happening. Look, the penalty is very unfortunate. I think Sarr is so unlucky that he tried to clear the ball. The guy jumps with like 2 feet, right? And he falls over, and they give a penalty because he jumped and fell over. Like, it didn't even touch him. And the worst thing about it is, on the VAR replays they were showing, they weren't showing any of the angles where you could clearly see that he didn't touch him. They were showing all the other angles, and not the one angle that was most important. They weren't showing it. Why is that? Why don't they show every single angle when they're looking at it? It doesn't make sense. It's to me, it's like it's fixed, but that's just my opinion on it.
Look, I think for me as well, those substitutions, Conte sitting back, to get the, I think he, again, I know all those people will sit there and say, oh, it's not Conte's fault, it's the players, but he made defensive substitutions with the defence that's absolutely shocking.
Didn't we say when the defenders came on, right, we were saying he's going defensive players, but we were saying that he shouldn't go with defensive players because we got shit defenders. Like, ideally, what you want in that situation is you want to go for another goal, because at least that way, that if you do concede, at least you're trying to get another goal. But the way our defenders are, we can't sit back. We cannot sit back because our defenders just can't defend, and we always concede goals. And that was the risk that Conte took today, and I think you have to take there's a blame on Conte because maybe an attacking manager, when you look at it, will say, right, let's go for a goal. We'll go for the jugular now. We're 3-1, 3-2, 3-1 up. Let's put on another player, or 3-2
But
up.
also, when we made the changes,
put Danjuma on, put more on, put someone on.
When
you take off our best player in Porro and you bring on Emerson. And I'm not saying it's not Emerson's fault today, but you take off the best attacking outlet we've had all game, pretty much, right? Or one of the best players on that pitch for us. The two best players in terms of attacking sense were Kulu and Porro, and that says a lot, right? And you take them both off the pitch.
I think the other thing that happened is we thought we were going to go to a 5-3-2, but we didn't. We stayed 3-5 or 3-4-3, and they put Skip in Kulusevski's place.
What the fuck is that? That is Conte's fault. That reason why we drew that game today is Conte's fault. If he went with an attacking formation, right, or put on some attackers, at least try go for another goal. Because then if you get it, right, at least you've got that cushion if they score another goal. Because our players are not good enough to defend.
And that's the thing. So we lost Ben Davis. So I get it. We put Perisic on that side, whatever. We take Porro off to put Emerson at right wing back. Okay, I get it, whatever. But there was no rhyme or reason to bring Sarr on for Kulusevski and for Skip to go into Kulusevski's position. You had, you had Mora on the bench. You had Danjuma on the bench. Yeah, and super chat from Hyder Lamy, draw against the bottom team, Conte out. Look, I don't know where he gets any. He doesn't get any protection today with those substitutions. It's just crazy.
We are 6th in the table after today's game in goals conceded in the Premier League. The only teams that have conceded more goals are Leeds, Southampton, Leicester, Nottingham Forest, and Bournemouth. That's how bad it is.
But even if we'd gone 5-3-2, we would have been better, but not stayed in the same position. How is Oliver Skip replacing Kulu? Kulu, look, he had a better second half, right? Because
Oliver
in the first
Skip was
half,
our best midfielder today.
Yeah, 100%. Him, Oliver Skip, Porro, and probably Kulu came back into it second half. But Skip and Porro were probably the best two players on the pitch. Obviously, when the chance fell to Kane did it, and Forster, I mean, the saves that he made kept it from Southampton winning the game.
Yeah. I just don't understand the decision from Conte today There's another shocking decision where he's moved Skip into a right wing position, take him out of the middle of the pitch where he's been playing as the best midfielder today, right? And you saw how much they opened us up after that, and then they forced that kind of goal. They were building a bit of momentum, a bit of pressure, and I'm not going to blame VAR as the decision of why we didn't win that game today. I think you have to blame the decision from the manager not trying to attack the game and finish the game off, rather than sitting back and hoping that this shambolic defence keeps us in the tie.
Yeah, I mean, look, Romero. I mean, we take the defence. Porro was the best player in that defence. Romero was kind of all over the place. Didn't really do anything wrong, but he was out of position a few times. Dyer didn't even know that he was on a football pitch. No. Longley was just playing. Longley was just Longley. The moment Ben Davis went off, that was the time when Perisic came on. Yeah. He was too far up, at fault for at least two of the goals. that came down his side, and it's just really disappointing. Daniel Levy's phoned up the ticket office and gone, don't send that email out now about season ticket renewals. And look, the worst thing is, right? The worst thing is we don't play again until the Monday against Everton, right? So the next games to play are going to be, let's just have a quick look. Manchester City play Liverpool. Brighton face Brentford. Newcastle play Man United. So realistically, that's the only thing that's helping us is that the other teams are playing each other around them. Chelsea play Liverpool in that week as well. So look, Man United play Brentford. West Ham play Newcastle. Obviously, West Ham are fighting for their lives. We could get lucky, but again, it could have been in our hands today if we'd gone and got 3 points. All that mattered today was 3 points. And when we went 3-1 up,
I thought there was game, set, and match. I thought that was done. And then the defensive decision, obviously, when they scored that goal and we brought on the defender to try and solidify that, it kind of just messed it all up. I think the worst decision out of all was putting Skip on the right wing.
100%.
What the fuck is that?
100%. And they carved through it. And then you saw... Look, it wasn't Sarr's fault. He was blindsided. It wasn't for him to do it. I think that's the softest penalty I've ever seen.
I've never seen that.
But look, it just wasn't good enough. Spurs, again, how many times this season have we said of just not being good enough, just not being clever enough, haven't seen games out, haven't gone down, haven't pretended they're injured. I know it's not, you could argue that it's cheating, but at the end of the day, it's gamesmanship, and every other team does it apart from Tottenham because Tottenham seem to be too bloody nice. Yep. Look, we've now got a break until the 3rd of April, thankfully, where we don't have to worry about this football team and how they're going to affect our moods, how they're going to affect our lives. The next 3 games are massive because after those 3 games, Everton away, Brighton at home, Bournemouth at home, we've got Newcastle United away, Manchester United at home and Liverpool away. I think by the end of April, we will know for 100% with all the other teams playing in and around each other where we're going to finish. And I've got a horrible suspicion it's not going to be in that top 4 position. Danny, any final thoughts?
It's difficult because we don't know the extent of Ben Davis's and Richarlison's injuries.
Yep.
And if they are going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, both of them, even a month, even 4 weeks. The good thing is we've got a 2-week break, right, for international, so that can help. So if they're out for only a month, then at least we'll see them 2 weeks after the international break. But we need them back, and if they are out for the rest of the season, it's going to be a big ask because we can see how flawed we are defensively when Perisic plays on that left hand side. It's time and time again you're seeing him out of position, too far high up the pitch. He can't defend. And we haven't got anyone else at the moment because Sessegnon's injured and he's probably just as bad as well, to be honest. He's not bad defensively, but he's terrible going forward. So it'd be a bit like Emerson, really. Look, it's so hard because football can change so easily and so quickly. So we just have to wait and see what happens. We have to take it game by game. It can all come down to the last day of the season, like it did last season, where we can finish. But look, the positive is apart from that crucial month, that crucial week where we play Newcastle, Man United, and Liverpool, it's 1 game a week. So we've got seven weeks of 1 game a week football, which is going to be beneficial to the players. Let's just hope we don't get any major injuries, because if we get any other more injuries, I think our season could be done, especially to Kane. I think Kane is the one who's pulling us through the mud at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think. Do you know what? I think Kane had a better game today.
Yep.
I think he actually looked quite good. He was trying to make things happen today again. Scored the goal. I just think we need to just wait and see what happens, really. There's not much more we can say.
No, exactly. And that's final super chat from Andrew Dean. For those said Son being poor, Perisic came on and took up Son's space on the left. Yeah, look, I think it wasn't a bad Son. Son didn't play badly. Obviously, that was a good assist. But look, guys and girls, it's been another roller coaster with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.